Jordan will fight you tooth and nail. Like LeBron, as soon as LeBron know that you got the upper hand on him, he quits. He quits.
Yeah.
Like last year, he should have gave. Even though they lost game 1, you should have had the mindset to keep going. It's like LeBron don't do well when it's like someone of equal talent with him on the same floor as him.
Correct.
So, and Kevin Durant was like, that was the antithesis of it. Yo, damn, can't show out with this nigga on the floor too. And he got 2 other people. It's like he gave up too. So the whole team gave up. They ain't give up. What the fuck they gonna do when they run a system that's based on you?
He has always been someone who, towards the end of his career, started doing like that. Because he was way better like first 4 or 5 years when he knew like, look, I am the team. He was giving it all out, going all out. I think part of it is niggas get old.
Success on the court that doesn't necessarily equate to success in real life.
Well, I mean, that's some shit he should have known from the beginning. Mm-hmm. Because, like, look, man, at this point in time, you know that it's about the money and about staying healthy enough to where after you retire from this shit, you can still have a regular life. Don't be like some of these niggas giving it all on the floor, only end up walking around with a fucking cane.
If you play basketball, you always play for the money. I don't want to ever hear you talking about no goddamn rings unless you're in front of the news media.
Exactly.
I don't want you to switch teams talking about this. These teams will be able to pay the time he's in the league. Anthony Davis gave up $100 million. Let's say maybe over $200 million. No, let's say over $100 million. Because he went to L.A. from New Orleans, from a red state to a super blue state. Talking about I wanted to do it for my legacy. He got tricked by LeBron in them.
Yep.
LeBron is the ultimate manipulator. And he's so passive aggressive, it makes me sick.
He a bitch, man.
It makes me sick how passive aggressive LeBron is.
He would be a much better tactician if he would actually back it up on the court with the same level of tenacity.
He already don't want enough to be like I've backed it up before. He got 3 rings out of 9 tries.
But see, I think what messed him up.
The fact that he's gotten 9 tries is the hilarious part about it.
You know what's messed up is I think not this season, but his last season in Cleveland. That was one of his best seasons of his career. Mm-hmm. It's like
you remember he came to the end when he lost. He came the last game with a cast on his hand. Mm-hmm. I never forget that, man. That's when I That's when I realized.
But yeah, that was one of the best seasons he had, and it was like it all faltered on one game. It's like, yo, LeBron, I'm starting to question your mental capacity. How strong you are mentally? Can you actually carry it? Like,
yeah. I mean, you should, based on how he performs as a person, because this is a game. And yeah, it's all millionaires doing millionaire shit. But at the same point in time, like, we don't need you over here fucking around doing whatever if that's really going to end up being nothing, like, at the end of it. Like, we came to watch a game be played, not to watch someone be like, all right, they going to win, so fuck it.
He on the Lakers to be a Laker, not necessarily win championship.
Yeah.
And they traded half that team away for Anthony Davis, and Anthony Davis is a weakling.
Yep.
They say he's like a top 5 player. I don't believe it.
But let's go ahead and let's pivot this into...
Let's switch gears.
Or switch the gears.
I'll switch gears with you anytime.
Right back at you. Let's go ahead and get into relationships. So, a homeboy hit me to something a little while ago, and I'll explain the whole situation. Basically, you know how on the day of your wedding, bride is supposed to wear white. Means that she's pure as well as the fact that everyone else wears some other fucking color. Now, there's a situation where the groom's mother wore white as well and dressed up in a dress which had frills. So what did the head bridesmaid do? Followed that bitch around with some red wine and made sure that she could not dance. And they made her put on a coat. Otherwise, the girl's like, look, I'm gonna let this wine glass go with this red wine. So either you can put on a coat and wear your red dress, or wear your little white dress, or you can have a red dress. One of the two. So my question to you fellas, esteemed black men, what should a best man do to prevent fuckery on his homeboy's best day? Is there anything that you should?
I'm the only one that don't really give a fuck about that day.
I think like you might be.
She can have it.
Well, no, I'm saying, like, is there something as you as a best? Let's say you're a best man.
His mom obviously didn't want him.
Well, no. That's the bridesmaid's hand. I'm saying, like, if her father came out there in a tux that was trying to look better than your boys, do you feel an obligation?
Like, nigga, you should have dressed better.
I mean, I feel like this, man. Sometimes people just look better in certain situations. So I mean, get mad at the president.
That white thing was she knew that.
Yeah, she knew that.
That was a petty thing. She probably didn't like the bride.
Yeah, she probably didn't like the bride and could get her son to.
Yeah, that's just totally.
Yeah, that's a women petty thing. Men don't do that kind of stuff to each other.
No, I don't think it is. But like, I'm just saying, is there any scenario you can conceive of?
Hey, if the groom's father-in-law look better than him, nigga, you're marrying into money, all right? You pick well.
I mean, that's actually not a bad argument.
Yeah,
so, is there any conceivable scenario as a best man where you should have to intervene in a situation. Like,
I think you intervene if it's the side chick, old baby mamas.
Okay.
Anything, that's your job. You want to make sure that
I'm inviting my baby mama to my wedding.
You want to make sure your man. You want to make sure your man is good. You want to make sure, but on the bride side, you ain't got nothing to do with that side.
you only blocking like other men, basically.
So you want to make sure he have a good time the night before the wedding, but not too much of a good time.
Exactly. Get into some trouble, but not
Yeah,
like
don't be smashing
3
no
hookers
chicks
in
the night
there.
before
Use
your
a
wedding.
condom, my nigga.
Well, use a condom. I would tell you not to do it.
Yeah, I would tell you,
You
not
should
to
have
do
had
it.
that fun a long time ago.
You should have done that a long time ago.
We'll do this together, bro. We're going to do this together.
Nah,
got
I
your
was
back.
at
Let's get our stories together.
one of my homeboys' bachelor party. He had a stripper come to his house. He smashed the stripper in the bedroom. So he got to get
That's
that
just
last.
mad. Do that
he
in
had
your
to get
own
it out.
bedroom. You can't get
He had
it
to
in your
out.
bedroom.
They
You
paid
could
like-
have been got
we paid like
that
$200.
last one is never the last one.
Exactly.
Because if you can't stop now, you ain't going to stop later.
Exactly. If
Did he
you
stop?
were like, you know what, man, I gotta go for it.
I mean, I just
Like, we're saying you can hold other titties, but we're saying like the fact that you needed to. If you don't want to be married, it's 2019, my nigga. Like, figure your shit out.
I don't recommend nobody get married anyway.
I mean, I recommend it for the tax benefits, but that's about it.
I don't think nobody
I
should get
don't
married.
know the tax benefit versus the epilogue of the relationship. I don't know.
I mean, but the epilogue can go a lot of ways for a lot of different people. Because at the same time, I was hearing some stories from some people about what's the thing that they knew in the wedding that made them realize the relationship wasn't gonna make it out. And one was like, "Oh yeah, we found the groom and one of the bridesmaids having sex in the fucking bathroom." It's like, yeah, that lets you know that the marriage ain't gonna work out. That shit right there lets you know.
Yeah, that bitch
Or
right.
like one, it was funny. The groom was crying the entire wedding. They were not tears of joy.
Damn.
God damn.
Yeah. Then again, he was at a shotgun wedding, so I mean, I don't know what you expect.
Shotgun. Justice of the peace. If I don't.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like,
my best
dog,
to convince.
if you knew that you're gonna have to marry this chick, and you should have known. Like,
I'll show you something, man. Do
Go
y'all
ahead.
feel like at this day and age right now, going on right now, you feel like a prenup is like automatic?
not automatic because you have to go and file that, but
I feel like a prenup is like, well,
it depends. Do you
'Cause
own?
if
Do you
you-
own
if you-
more
You gotta
stuff?
come in there with something. Too.
Yeah. Do you own
that's
more
what I'm saying.
stuff?
Like, my thing is this: like, if you ever were to start talking to a female and y'all start talking about marriage, and she's like, and then you like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Whatever prenup. She gonna be like, what you need a prenup for? You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
first
Like,
and
you don't feel
foremost,
like that
any
comes
person who
from the
says that what you need a prenup for is not someone that you should be thinking about marrying. Because anyone who has a business mindset understands the prenup is to make sure that both of us leave here with our assets. I read a case today about a woman who just 15 years later decided we need to get a divorce. This actually happened in 1999, so we lived through this shit. And the guy granted her a divorce. Then 3 months later, he saw that a check came to his house from the lottery commission because Home Skillet had won like $1.1 million. And she had the audacity to be like,
Didn't they end up giving that to him?
oh yeah.
They gave him all of it, right?
All of it, every single fucking penny.
Yeah.
And she had the audacity to make the argument in court
Yeah, I remember
that he shouldn't get it because we were mentally divorced. Well, mentally divorced doesn't mean shit because marriage is a partnership. So when you decided to marry him, that's for worse or for better. And guess what? It got better, so that means he deserved some of that check. If you had just cut him in and said, you know what, I won the lottery, but I'm not feeling this relationship, I'll give you half as legally required. He probably, since he was a nice guy, would have probably said, you could just give me 25%. But since you decided to try to screw this man over, you lost twice. You lost on the first thing when the judge handed it down, and then you lost on the appeal. And you better be glad that you were white. The judges should have awarded his lawyer fees on top of that so that you have to work every day till you die. But they were kind enough not to do that. My nigga got $1.1 million, so he's living a good life.
If a guy would ever do that to my wife, I'm going to be like, look, I'm going to cheat on her because I won a lottery. All right? I'm going to let you know. I ain't cheating on you with my money. Just my dick. And my heart is still with you.
My heart is still with you.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a bad
That's
reason.
a reasonable thing to literally say that. Because I'm just like,
I don't think you can actually say
I
that.
can sleep with any woman I want now because I am a fucking multimillionaire. You think I'm just going to sit here with you and dolly?
Multi-millionaire?
We talking about, let's say you won $60 million.
I mean, if you won $60 million by
But
yourself,
he didn't say 60 million. He said
Well,
1.1.
he
Hold
won
on, but there was.
but still, that's $66,000 a year. That's enough to live off of 1999, nigga.
1999, nigga, you ain't
Yeah,
worried.
an interest bearing account. Yeah,
Yeah, you put that shit in interest bearing account and just continue working for another
30,000
2.
How much of that was taken out from taxes?
Oh, none of that was taken out from taxes.
None of it?
Well, from what his award winning, the $66,000 for how many ever years? No, they took taxes out of that. But at the same time, if you just work a regular job and you just let that shit build up in an account, after 10 years, you can quit. You can go on and do whatever it is you really want to do. Because by that point in time, that money is making budgets.
I think that would be gone like after a couple of years.
No, it's not going to be. No, not if you.
$1 million?
We don't live in California. No,
he did live in California, but he lived in California at a good time.
I'm saying for us, like in an interest-bearing account, 1.1 million, at least at 10%.
Nigga, you gonna work the next 10 years, you ain't making million.
Exactly. If you, well, no, this is a teachable moment. The difference is, Arm said, is that when you have over 10 figures to put down in a bank, they'll give you an interest-bearing account. When they give you an interest-bearing account, that's when you actually make money.
Yeah.
Because normally what they do is they give you 1-2%. Interest-bearing account, they give you 8, 10, 12, 14%. Depending on how much. And if they know that you're going to get a guaranteed $66,000, they'll probably be willing to give you either that 12 or that 10. And with either of those, I mean, in 6 years, whatever money you have in there is double. So if you start out with $66,000, but they know it's going to keep accruing,
wait, so when you have a certain amount of money in the bank, they add interest into your account?
No. So it's an interest-bearing account. So the whole purpose of this is you're rich, so we're going to give you more interest because we're really going to use your money.
Yeah, because it's backwards as fuck.
Poor people sustain rich people's lifestyles. Like that's the main thing that people need to get into their mind. Poor people, I'm sorry, but you sustain rich people's lifestyle. I don't know if you had this option yet, but one day you will, because I see greatness in all black men. Is that eventually you'll get a personal banker, right? Like Wells Fargo. When you get a personal banker, that's when they start giving you that interest-bearing account. They start giving you like, hey, how much do you want a loan for? No, just give us an amount. And we'll fucking write you a check for that amount of money because we know that you'll be able to get it back. Like Andre 3000 stopped by the Best Buy store he used to work at. He had a black card. When the girl asked him about it, he was like, oh yeah, they gave it to us right after our first album went platinum. They're like, here's a card. Use as much as you want. Just get back.
It's unlimited. Yeah,
it's a black card. You can spend as much money as you want. When they give you a black card, one, is made out of metal because it's a real fucking card. And two, there's no limits. There's no whatever. Like, nigga, you could burn through $100 million and they not gonna trip over it because they know.
Like 1%.
Exactly. Exactly. And the interest rate on that is 1%. And it's annually because it's an Amex. So you don't pay your interest on shit till the end of the year. Not this month-to-month shit. That's for broke niggas. You pay your shit end of the year. That's why a lot of businesses don't like Amex cards, because people who have Amex cards are dicks because, yeah, I'm going to buy up as much shit as I want because I don't pay this interest till the end of the year. So how much ever I borrowed over the course of the year, yeah, I pay that shit up at the end, but I don't pay this shit during now, so I'm going to spend as much fucking money as I want. But getting back kind of to the earlier point, but when the court gave that man that victory, that was like a victory of, this is why you don't screw over your spouse. So kind of what Ari is saying is right. It's like, look, as long as you don't cheat on people financially, your marriage is going to go well. I mean, you shouldn't cheat on them,
honest,
period.
I already told you, like, I'll tell you before we get married, like my idea of the Rainbow Coalition of Children. Like, I've already told you, have I ever told you guys this?
What's the chance
yeah, I've heard this one before.
You heard my story about the Rainbow Coalition of Children?
It depends on how much money you have. Because as we talked about with rich niggas, there's a reason that stripper had Drake's baby and made sure to tell Drake that it was his.
Yeah.
Even though she probably had fucked 10 other niggas
your
without
rights,
rubbers
your
too.
body only matters if you're broke.
Yeah, it only matters if
your body, your choice, only if you're broke.
A nigga at 100 million.
Yeah, but a nigga with 200,000.
Exactly. If you make 200,000, all of a sudden it's not a choice anymore. We're having this baby. Nigga, it might be 100,000 depending on the group.
Oh well, your body, your choice. You should make the right choice. I have. I will name them after you.
Yeah, but there's been plenty of dudes got their side chick pregnant. But that's a relationship story for another time.
Oh no, I'm doing a Rainbow Coalition. I'm even gonna lie. We're gonna have a social network for my family.
Well, I mean, it just depends on how you do something like that. Because there's some people who do it wrong, some people do it right. There's some people who do it right are the ones who be like, look, you're gonna meet these other baby mamas, y'all all gonna have whatever. Remember the Terminator from last week? That nigga who had 50 different chicks he's helped get pregnant, and they all got their own little social network. I think Ari, that was your idea, and he just did it before you because.
Yeah, but mine's more of like.
But yours is more connected because you're gonna be part of it.
Different colors of black children all across them, just gonna fit the whole race of white people.
So what you're saying is you can beat white people at their own game.
That's the only way we can win.
Yeah, because this race war thing ain't gonna happen. That's what I told you the other week when I posted Becky. It was a girl from Tinder. He was like, "No pork." I was like, "Bruh, that's the only way we gonna win, bruh. Trying to fight the battle. I've already done my part. I got a black child. I mean, that's black
true.
Woman, blackish woman. So I already don't put in the work.
Well, I think part of it is once you get to a certain standpoint, you should just buy the woman out. Like, be like, look, if we have a child, I get 100% custody rights. You can have them on the weekend because as long as you do that, then that child really is gonna grow up black. Because the problem with most people is that they get into these interracial relationships. Not to say all interracial relationships are like this, but if you're going to do that, you can't be like some of these interracial relationship people where they're just like, yeah, we're going to grow up together. And then really what it is the white side of the family starts making all